just walked up over the top of the hill, just like smoke pouring out of an upstairs window. Well, these people are different. Venid a la casa de mi primo. We thought, yeah, let's do it, let's go. So we went back and we sat on the boulder again, just the two of us, and it was late afternoon, and just immediately in front of us there was a house, one of these little white adobe houses, with a young guy and his wife, and they were lighting a brasero. They got some wood burning, and then they got the charcoal going, and then they took it all back into the house. And we just sat there enjoying watching them. They obviously knew we were there, but they didn't say anything. They just carried on doing what they were doing. And so then we went on down to the bar. And there was this kid in the bar who said, "Hey, nice to see you back." And, well, I don't know who this kid was, but, a youngish guy, I guess, about 18, 20 years old, maybe. He said, "Oh, it's really good to see you." He'd been somebody who'd been there that night when we were playing the music, I guess. And we told him we were looking for this guy, El Gorrión, the guy with the limp and who'd been playing the guitar. And we ordered a couple of glasses of wine or something. And a few minutes later, I guess this kid went off and looked for him, or passed on the word that people were looking for him. And in came El Gorrión. And we said, "Well, you going to have a drink?" This is first bit of, it was all a culture shock, okay? But this was just an amazing bit of culture shock that he said, "No, I'm not going to have a drink, I'm a Muslim." Oh, we just look, "We thought you were a gypsy." And he said, "Yeah, I'm a gypsy Muslim." He said, "Tiene que haber todo en este mundo." There has to be everything in this world. You got gypsies and you got Muslims. And I'm a gypsy Muslim, I'm a convert. So, okay, all right. Well, so that was a surprise. And anyway, he said, "Okay, finish your wine, let's go to La Casa de mi Primo, my cousin's house." And off we go. It turns out it's the same people that we'd been watching, getting the brasero, getting the fire going and taking it inside. It was the same couple. And they were just very welcoming. "Come on in, have some wine or a beer," or I think we had a beer or something, and some tapas. El Gorrión, he got the guitar again, and the whole thing started again. I got the flute and played, and it was just it's so atmospheric, so kind of vital, and here and now, and like we're doing this. And at one point, Maria, Alejandro's wife, she got up and she went out. There was a baby crying in the next room. She brought in the baby and she just calmly and quietly started breastfeeding the baby. And I thought, this is like the Virgin and Child. It's like one of those Renaissance paintings of baby Jesus, and it was just a wonderful feeling. And at the end of the evening, Maria said, "Should we get you some blankets so you can sleep? There's a sofa here and there's a bit of space here." I can't remember, but anyway, we said no. We got somewhere to stay. We'd already got a room in a pension in town, so we went off into town, and they were so hospitable and kind. And once they'd taken care of you, you were taken care of. They would properly take care of you in every way. They would really take care of you. And yes, later on, I did spend a night or two in that house. Later on subsequent visits. Basically, after that, David went on to Morocco, and I went back to England, saying, "I'm sure there's something for me in Granada. But I have to tie up my affairs in England first. I have to get things sorted out." So I went and kind of packed up my belongings. Some of them sat in a friend's attic for quite a long time, and other stuff I just gave away or sold it. Whatever, I just tied up all the loose ends and then went back to Granada.